Okay. So guys, yesterday we were seeing what is Python and what is programming language and how to install Python. So did everybody install the Python in the system? Anybody have any issues with installing Python?
No, today only I have to install.
Okay. So guys, please try to install. And if you have any issues, we can discuss and resolve it before we proceed further. So yeah, the next topic today, what we are going to see is number data types in Python. So when you start basic from any programming language, you will be seeing what all the data types available in that particular programming language and in detail about them. So yeah, so let's move on to data structures in Python. So so we have the following. So we have the 7 data types in Python. One is Boolean, which has only two values. One is true and the other is false. Okay. And we have integer, we have float. These all commanded numbers, and we have string. String is nothing but a sequence of character. And we have list, dictionary, tuple, and we also have set. So we have 8. We also have some more data types like complex and long, but in my career, I never use them because it's not needed for any programming or development. So let's cover these 8 important data types in Python. So let me go to the command prompt. Okay. So for example, I will create a variable and I'll assign value to it. Okay. So here I'm assigning value, which is 5, which is a number. Now in Python, we have a function called type. This is an inbuilt function which will tell me what is a type of particular variable. Okay. So here I have to pass a, the variable I have created, and I'll just hit enter. Here it is telling this particular variable belongs to integer because we have assigned integer value to it. So it is telling this particular variable is integer, int. Okay. So similarly, I will also show the remaining data types. So I will create a Boolean. Okay. And let's see. So here it shows bool. And so here it shows a string. str is nothing but it's a string. So any variable you create, you can see what is that type, data type. Okay. So let's now see only about the integer uh, numbers today. So I have a question here. Here I have assigned integer value to a variable called a. So now I will update it to 3. Okay. And I will check the value of that. I will check the type of that particular variable. It's again integer. Can I assign now some string to this particular variable? Is it allowed? Can I assign? Just give a guess.
No, I think.
Okay. So here, let's try that. It's not giving me any error so far. And let me try the type of A. It is telling it's a string. So it in Python, it is allowed. Python is highly flexible about reassigning variable to a different types. We call this as dynamic typing. Dynamic typing, which means it changes the type Dynamically means on time. When we change it, it immediately changes it. Okay. So you can, since variable can change type readily. Okay. So this makes Python very flexible in assigning data types. It differs actually from other languages, where few languages it is very statically typed, where you cannot change from one data type to another. If you are using a variable for string, you cannot assign integer to it. You can reassign different string to it, but you cannot assign any integer to it. But it's allowed in Python since it is a dynamic typing. Okay. And let's now go to numbers and float. Okay. So let's see about numbers now. I'm trying to post some picture, but it's not letting me. So we have types of numbers in Python. One is integer and the other is floats and complex and long. We have these four types of numbers. Inside number, we have four types: integer, float, complex, and long. We will mainly focus on integer and float. This floats is nothing but we call it floating point numbers. So the name is floating point numbers, but in short, we call it as floats. Okay. And complex and long, actually, we very rarely we use it. That too in stream of data science, even in the data science way they handle the numbers, they very rarely use this. So we can ignore this complex and long. Let's see about integer and float. So let me show this picture. Okay. So this is integer and these are floats. Okay. Floating point number or floats. Integer is nothing but a whole number. Okay. And floating point is a number with a decimal value associated with it. We will have a decimal point, and after decimal point, we will have some value. Okay. Either in case of positive or negative, it is integer. 4 is also integer. Minus 10 is also integer. Similarly, whether the number is negative or positive, if it has a decimal point and followed by some number, it is called floats. Okay. So let's see some example. Before moving, okay, let's see some example. I have given a is equal to 6.0. Okay. Then type of a. So it is giving me float because we have a decimal point. Okay. Now I'm going to add two number. So we can use addition symbol here, the plus sign. So what would be the output of this? Any guess? Guys, please be interactive. I'll be having multiple quiz and questions. It would be fun. Okay. So let's see. Amit is with their, okay, they are telling 3 and some are telling 3.0. Let's see. So it is 3.0. If you are adding two float, it will result in float. Okay. Now let's see. 1 plus 2.0. What would be the output? Okay, let's see. So it is again giving me the floating point. So even if one number is float, the output is float. Okay. So So we've seen that integers are whole number, either it is positive or negative. -2 and +2 both are integer, and floating point is something which has a decimal point in them, right? And we use integer to count items like number of students, number of items, okay? And we use floats to use for the measurements like percentage and pi, for example. Pi value is nothing but Pi value is nothing but 3.14. We need the decimal. And even while calculating percentage, it will not give you the exact number. So it will be somewhere around dot six something, 27.6 percentage, something like that, right? So in those cases, we will be going for float. But um, they are all numbers, right? Whether it is an integer or float, they all are number, whether it is having a decimal point or not. Why do the programming languages having two different data types called integer and float? Why they are separating them out? Any idea? Any idea why the in programming language it is separated out? So actually, it comes in any programming language, it comes down to saving space in memory. So whenever you create a variable and you are assigning some value, a memory is created for this particular variable, and a memory label is given as A, and inside the value it is stored as 6.0, correct? And integer use only memory, the number of digit. For example, we have 5 digit, it will create a memory for that particular digit. But float points, it will need additional information. So we will not know, though it is a single digit number, 3, which is below 10, it needs some space for this decimal point. And after decimal point, we do not know how many numbers will be there, right? So just for the performance orientation side, they have separated numbers into two category, integer and float. Integers operations are very faster and require very less memory compared to float. So that if instead of putting everything in one single category like numbers, and where you will be accessing floats and integer, here we are separating it out so that Python understand how much memory to allocate, how much process to allocate to do that process. So this process, I mean, there is a difference in the performance of this and this, even in the memory wise, the process wise and memory wise. If we separate them out, Python will allocate less number of memory compared to this, so that here the memory is saved up, right? So this is why the programming language, they are separating them out, okay? And so, for example, let me create a variable is equal to 5 plus 7.5. So what would be the output and what would be the type of A? Okay, let's see. So A, let me print the output of A. A is 12.5, and type of A, you're right, it's float. You guys are right. Uh, Let me go. So minus 1.2. What is the type of this particular value?
Float.
Load. Okay. And what is the type of this value?
Float.
Okay. This one? What is the type of this? So this is again float. Okay. If a number has decimal in it, automatically you should tell it's a float. Either it is 0 or minus or positive. Okay. And what is the type of this value?
Int.
Okay. So because it doesn't have any decimal, we can tell that it's an integer. Okay. And since, yeah, this is all about floats and integer. So now you have an idea when you do some mathematical operation on integer and float, what is the resulting value, whether it is a float or integer. Now let's see what all the mathematical operators we have in Python. Okay. So I'll show an example, a tabular column. So these are the operators we have in Python. This plus is addition. You all have an idea what is plus, subtraction, and the asterisk value. Where you see in your keyboard on number 8, you will see the symbol. So this star or asterisk, this is for multiplication, and slash is for division. And the division, when you do division, what would be the output? Whether it will give you the remainder or it will give you the quotient. When you divide something, this is so they are telling 4 divided by 2 is 2. This is a remainder or quotient? Quotient. So guys, you have an understanding of remainder and quotient, or you want me to tell what is quotient and remainder?
No need, ma'am.
Okay. So yeah, so the slash is nothing but division and the result will be the quotient. Okay. And these are some weird symbols. We never seen this. Okay. We never did this mathematical operation. So let's see. Um this is called modulus, the percentage symbol. Okay. Here it will give you the remainder instead of quotient. Okay. So in 5 divided by 2, the quotient is 1. Correct? And it's giving you that. And this is exponent. Exponent is nothing but the power. 5 exponent of 2 is nothing but 5 square. Here, if you have 3, it is 5 cube. Okay. So this will calculate the power where you have to give double asterisk. Okay. And this is called floor division or integer division. For example, during some division, you will not get the result as integer. So for example, let me show. So if I give 5 divided by 2, the output is 2.5, right? Which is a float. Both of the numbers are integer, but still I'm getting a float as an output, right? In some case, you do not want the output as float. You want to round it up. Then you have to use double slash, which is called float division or integer division, which is nothing but it is going to give you the output only in the integer format. Okay. So now you see it has given me only 2. So these are the operators, mathematical operators we have in Python. So let's see some example. So what would be the output of this? 2 minus 1
1.
and 2.0 minus 1.0.
1.0.
Okay. And what would be the output of 2 star 2?
4.
And what would be the output of 2.0 star 4.0?
8.0.
Okay, which is nothing but a float, right? And let's do division. 3 slash 2. Okay, 1.5. And 3 double slash 2.
1.
Okay, 1. Correct. And let me give some modulo. Okay, 7 modulo 4. What would be the output of this?
3.
Correct. So here you're getting a reminder instead of a quotient. Okay. And 2 double star 3.
8.
And okay, now a tricky one. 4 double star 0.5.
2.
Okay. So how you are telling it's 2? How you are calculating it? How many are telling 1? So, okay. So when I give 4 double star 2, it's nothing but 4 to the power of 2, which is 4 square. 4 double star 3 is 4 to the power of 3, which is 4 cube. And 4 double star 0.5, which is 4 to the power of 1 by 2, which you remember we have something called root, square root in mathematics. I don't have that symbol in my keyboard to show. So we have a symbol called square root. So here we are doing the square root of 4, which is nothing but 2. The answer is correct 2, but I just want to understand how you are getting to that value. So for example, square root of 49. What is the value of this?
7.
Right. So yeah, so this is all about all the operators. Okay, now let me make it a little more tricky. Okay. Okay, what is the output of this? 156. Okay. Any different result?
105.
Okay. Shall I run, guys? Are you guys are going to give me output? Okay. So it's giving me 105. Um, so here we have something called operator precedence, okay, which is called board mass. Here B stands for bracket and O is for off and D is the division and multiplication, then addition, then subtraction. So if you have a series of operation, you have multiple operators, then you have to follow this, okay? So if bracket is there, you have to do bracket first. We do not have bracket. We do not have half. We do not have division. We have multiplication. So what happens here? We have to multiply these two things first, okay? 10 into 10. So we say 2 plus 10 into 10 is 100 plus 3. Okay, we have to do this first. Then we have only addition. So now we can add all three, which is nothing but 105. Let me give another example. So yeah, what is the output of this? Pratibha, Sunit, Amit, what is the output of this one? Okay, 156. Okay, okay, let me run this. So yeah, this is 156 because now we are doing the same thing. So here you see the same number, same operators, but here we have bracket. When you have bracket, you have to do that first. So here, first we are doing this, what is there inside bracket? So it is 12, here 13. Okay, so then 12 into 13 is 156. Okay, so you guys are right. Let's move on. So this is all about numbers, which is integers and floats, and the mathematical operators inside the Python and also the order of precedence we saw. Now let's see about Boolean. Okay, so Boolean is nothing but 0 or 1. Here we mention it as true or false. Okay, so A is equal to true. What is type of this particular variable A?
Boolean.
Okay, so when I run, it's giving me bool, okay, which is a short form of boolean. Let me change it. Okay, what is the value of this type of this variable A now?
1.
No, I'm just asking about the type, not the value.
Okay.
Like previously we saw, we assigned some value to it and I asked what is the error. Okay. Okay. So yeah, let me run this. It's giving me an error. True. So the problem here is in case of Boolean, it is either true or false. We should have the same case. Okay. Only the first character is capital, the remaining are lower. Okay. I cannot assign something like this. A is equal to true. So it is going to fail again. Okay. I cannot give true. It is also going to fail. Okay. So you should have the first character capital, the remaining all small. The same applies for false. So here what happening? It is assuming it as a string, okay, because it is not Boolean according to Python. Boolean should look like this. See the color coding also. When I give true in the normal case, the normal way it is in green color. So here it's in black color. So here it is expecting a string. Now you will not see error because it is a string. In string, you can have any character inside it. You can write anything, right? So it is expecting a, so here it's telling you, see, is not defined. So it's giving you an error. Let me, so what is the type of this?
Bold.
Okay. Let me give some, okay. So what would be the output of this might access? Go through carefully. I wanted to understand what is this value and what is the type of that value.
10.0.
Okay. 10 integer. Okay. Any different answer?
10.0 float.
Okay. So let me run this. Let's see. So it is 10.0. When you multiply this, it is giving me in float and it's a float. Okay. I will have some more quiz. Okay. What is the type of this? What would be the output of this?
Float.
Okay. So Sunit, you are telling 10.0. 10.0 is never an int because you have a decimal value. Okay. Let me show this. We have seen the value. We will see the type as well. When you have any decimal, it's automatically called float. Okay. So here you see it's a float. So yeah, what is the value? What is the value of this?
3.3
What would be the
points.
output? What would be the output of this? See carefully.
3.3 points.
No, no. Okay, let me run. A few people have given the right answer in the chat. So I'm just giving you the type. I'm asking for the type, not the value, right? So here it gives me float. Okay. So here the next quiz is, I will give you the answer as well. You just tell me What is the right answer for this? This is
1.
a number of, okay. Right answer. And the next question is this. So this is a question. Yeah, the right answer is double modulus, which is not an operator in Python. And I will have, there is one more question. So here I have this cap, which is nothing but 4 to the power of 2 in Python. How do you write this?
4 star star 2.
Okay. Any other answer? Guys, any more answer? Okay. So that answer is both A and C. So yeah, definitely you would not know about power. I have not taught you. But yeah, through this quiz, we have seen this. So 4 to the 4 double star 2 is nothing but 4 to the power of 2, which is giving me answer 16. There is another function in Python where I can give the number and the power. Okay. So it would give me the same answer. Okay. So these two are valid in Python and they are going to do the same operation. Okay. And so what is the answer for this? Okay.
Reminder.
Okay. Okay. The answer is the answer what I'm getting is
D.
B and D. Let's see. It is giving me reminder. Okay, sorry here. Let me give this. So here you see it is giving me the reminder, but additionally what it does, it performs a integer division. Both B and C are the B and D are the answer. Okay. Give you the reminder, but the reminder is in the integer form. So here I'm expecting 2.5, right? 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. Since I'm having float division, that is the double slash, it is giving me only in the integer format. It's rounding off to the lowest number, which is 2. Okay. And okay, I have one more quiz. What would be the output of this?
Error.
Okay. So actually I'm getting 10. Okay. Here the false is nothing but in Python it is considered as 0. So that is why 10 plus 0 it is giving me 10. Okay. So similarly, now what would be the output?
11.
Yeah, exactly. And what would be the output of this? We have not seen this, but I just want you guys to guess. Hello world. Okay. So when you use the same plus operation operator in number, it is going to do addition and it gives you. Okay. When you use the same plus operator with string, here we are handling string, right? It does concatenation, which means it adds two different, I mean, it places one after another. Okay. So we will see this in detail in string. Okay. So if I'm giving here one space, so let's see. So here you see there is a space. It just add this value and I cannot tell add. It places this value followed by this value. That's all. It concatenates. Okay. This is called concatenation, having one after another. Guys, this is a last quiz. What is the difference between this and this and this and this?
Star used for multiplication and double star used for exponent.
Okay, which is power. Okay. And here,
Slash is
what is
used
the
for
difference between?
um,
What is the difference between slash and double slash?
division and integer division.
Okay. So both are going to do division. Here you will get both are going to give you the reminder. But what it does, if the reminder is float, it will convert it into integer and give you the integer, this double slash. Okay. Okay, cool. I got right answers. Now let me show one more thing. So here I can assign value 10 to A and then later I can update it, right? 10 plus 1. Here I'm just updating it and the value of A now is 11, correct? What I can do this way also. A is equal to A plus 2. Any guess what would be the output of this? A is equal to A plus 2. I want what is the updated value of A?
13.
Okay, let's see. So here A is 13, correct. And here I can write this. Whatever I have written this, I can write that as A plus equal to 2. Okay, which is nothing but this is nothing but a shorthand of this. So which is nothing but A equal to A plus 2. Okay, I can write like this. Okay, let
15.
me A star equal to 2. What would be the output of this?
15.
This one.
30. 30.
So this one I didn't run, so ignore this. Okay, so the value is 13. And now what is the value here?
If you didn't run a plus 2, then 26.
Okay, what is 26? What would be the value of A plus A?
52.
Okay. So this is all about uh, numbers, which is integers and floats. We have seen what is reassignment, assignment, what is variable and values, and we have seen some mathematical operators on numbers. And we have yesterday we have seen the rules also, how to name a variable, what all is allowed and what is not allowed. So now let's go to string, the next data type in Python. Okay, let's see how to create a string and how to manipulate later that particular string. Okay, so let's create a is equal to hello. This is a string, correct? And a is equal to double quotes hello. Again, I see hello here. This is again a string. So a is equal to hello. Okay. So now you see error because both the single quotes and double quotes are allowed inside Python. But when you start with single quote, you have to end with single quote. When you start with double, you have to end with double. Okay. But here, starting with single and ending with double is not allowed. So that's why you see an error. It's not understanding what you have written. Okay. And this is also a string. There is more than a word. Here we have a phrase. This is again string. Okay. And let me print this. Okay. So print function, type function will give you the type of a variable. Print function is going to just print it. Okay. Now I have a question. I wanted to, I have a phrase. Okay. And inside the phrase, I have single quote. So here you see, I have a single quote. Now, if I create like this, I'm creating a string, right? So I'm giving it in a single quote, and but I have one more single quote here. Here you see the color coding. When it sees a single quote and it reads a character, and again it sees a followed single quote, so it consider the string got ended, and that's why you see this all in red color, maroon, and the remaining all in a different color. So here, according to Python, the string is ending within this, okay? And the remaining are not considered. When I run this, it is going to give me an error because of this, whatever is followed here, right? Because of that, this, it's giving me an error. But still, I want to use single quotes in my phrase, right? So how do I do that? Slash, okay. So you guys are aware of escape sequence, which is there in the other language. We can do that, yeah. But in terms of single quotes, it's very simple. I need not go for escape sequence. So yeah, what I can do, I can give double quotes here. So what happens? Python first reads the double quote. It will go on till it reads the another double quote. Okay. So the remaining all is considered a string. Here the problem is it read single quote, and when it found another single quote, it considered it as a start and end. The remaining all ignored. But here this is what considered as end, and here it is accepting everything. So I don't see any error, and the type is also string, and I'm able to see single quotes here. Okay. We have one more function called length in Python, okay, which will give me the number of characters there inside that particular string, okay, which is going to give me the length of a string. Here, let me take, let me directly give the value here, okay. So here you see the output is 11, which is calculating each character. So 1, 2, 3, and even the space is included, okay, which is also considered as one character. So totally there are 10 character and one space, so it is giving me the output as 11. Now let me create a variable and assign value, okay. Now let me pass a variable instead of value directly. Again, I'll get the same result, okay. And we will see one more. So, guys, any idea how this will be printed?
Use next line in the next line to print a new line.
Okay, so how the output will look like for this when I execute?
In 2 lines.
Okay, so here slash in, as you said, it's return carriage, which is nothing but it will replicate the enter button in your system, in your keyboard. So here it is going to print this, and then slash n replaces the next line. Okay, it goes to next line, and here you see a space, so that's why you see a space at the start, and then it prints the remaining in the second line. Okay, and I need not teach what is slash n, you guys all already aware. What will happen if I give this? Oh. What would happen if I give this, run this? Let me run. It is giving me one empty line. Okay, so let me show this way so that you can understand. So now you see, so use is printed, and the next line, and the next line is printed, and the empty line is printed. Okay, and then hello is printed. So now let's see about indexing. Um, Let me go back to S. Okay, indexing is nothing but for each value you are giving a number. Like you have a book and you have a pages, and each page is given some number 1, 2, 3, right? Similarly, each character is also given some number. So let me show an example so that you will understand. So here I am taking this particular variable and I'm telling this is index. When you give in square bracket and some number inside it, which means you are taking the index of S, okay? And here the 0 is nothing but the first element. In any programming language, index will always start with 0, not 1, okay? The first character is always indexed as 0. So it is going to give me H. The 0th index of S is nothing but H, okay? Similarly, the first index is E. Okay. What is the 10th index here?
L.
D. Because you remember, there are
Space.
totally 11 character including space. Okay. Though it is 11 character, it is starting with 0, right?
Yes.
When you start with 1, there are 11. When you start with 0, only there are 10. 0, 1, 2, and here this is a 10th one. Okay. So the answer is D. Now let me show. What would be the output of this one? I have given colon.
L.
Okay, let me explain about this. What is this colon means? Okay. For that, this is called slicing in Python, okay, which is not there with other languages. So let me give you the syntax of slicing. Okay, so this is a syntax. A sequence. Sequence means a variable. I mean a string. Here you can directly give the string, or you can give a variable name if you are assigning that string to a variable. Okay, and the slicing is like start, stop, and step. Okay, the first colon and second colon. And here, uh, this this is optional. Start is optional. Stop is required, and step is also optional. Okay, optional means you can give or you need not give. It's not mandatory, but without stop, it would not work. Okay, so let me. So what happens if you don't give? Um, if you are not giving start, it is considered as 0. Okay, if you do not give step, it is considered as 1. Okay, and the stop is mandatory. That is why I have not given start. Okay, it automatically considered is as 0. Okay, though, so it is something like this. Though I didn't give, it is considered like this. Okay, because it automatically adds 0 to start since it's not given, and it also adding 1 as step because I have not given the step also, right? So it is like this. So which means you are telling from where you have to start. So starting is 0 and till where you have to go. You have to go till 3, but 3 is omitted. Okay. So it is 0 to 2. You have to omit the 3. You have to stop at 3. Okay. So for example here, this is 0 and this is 1 and this is 2. Okay. Sorry. And this the second L, what you see is 3, right? Index 3. Though it is a fourth character, the index is 3, but it is omitted. Okay. Let me show another example. Let me run this. This will also give me the same output. Okay. This and this are same. Let me. What would be the output of this? Okay. Yeah, the output is correct. Help. Because it is starting from 0 and ending at 4. But 4 is not printed. That till the third index, it is getting printed. Okay. I, we can continue tomorrow. I will explain this in detail. If we see more example, you will understand this well. We will see what is SHIP tomorrow. Okay. This is called slicing. It's a very handy function in Python. Tomorrow, when you see more example, you will understand why we have slicing and when to use it. Guys, do you have any doubts so far? We can discuss that and end the session. Okay. So if we are good, we can end the session. You guys can leave. Thank you.
Thank you.
Vijay, Harleen, do you guys have any doubt?